My movie recollection with Vincent Cloud,
I'm Matt Hagen.
and we're here to talk about movies rather fast and
Hopefully.
yeah, randomly, especially. So we could choose from your list and my list if we want to go back and forth. I was going to roll a dice, but never mind.
Well,
One
why don't
through
we start with my list?
okay,
Start
one
going
through
down some of these.
56. You said.
Give me a number 1 through 58 and then another number 1 through 60. Now, the first number, if you give me like the number one, two, three, those are like my favorite movies of all time because I kind of have these rated. But if you give me like 56,
Um,
57, 58, those would be like my most hated movies of all time, and then anything in between. So if that helps.
I just wish you had 69 or 420, man. That's all I want. All right, well, give me since this is my age, 38.
What's my age again? What's my age again? 38. And the other number?
Oh, another number. 38.
How original of you. 38 and 38.
And
Okay.
then make me guess it too. Let's do
Oh,
that.
crap. I'm not prepared for any of this. Let's see. One word title starts with an H.
One word title
Daniel
starts with
Radcliffe. Daniel
oh,
Radcliffe.
oh, Harry Potter?
No, one word title, man.
Oh, yeah, what the fuck did ooh. One more hint. Give me another one.
Oh, I don't know if I can come up with another hint without clicking into the movie. Horror movie.
Horns. Never saw it.
Horns. Yes, horns.
Tell me
You
about it
you never
though.
saw it.
Yeah, never saw it.
See, we're off to a terrible start already.
It's fine.
Oh,
It's fine.
it's not too bad. So it's from 2014. I don't know how I originally heard about it. But it's essentially, if I can remember right, it's about a movie about Daniel Radcliffe. His girlfriend gets murdered under mysterious circumstances. Somehow, I forget the connection, but somehow he ends up um having like the power of the devil, sort of. I don't remember if he grows horns right away or that comes later, but all of a sudden he can he can will people to do anything that he wants. He can have them tell the truth. And it's essentially him trying to solve the murder of his girlfriend by willing people to tell him shit. But there's, there's twists and turns and shit in there. And I remember it being okay. Remember some of the acting being a little strange, and I remember some scenes being a little awkward. But overall, the premise was pretty cool. Um, I don't remember a whole lot though. I don't remember a whole
This
lot about it.
this sounds like The Crow, but for young adults. Isn't that essentially what
No,
The Crow was?
I never actually saw The Crow.
Oh shit. All right. Well, eat crow in that case. Or something. I
Ooh.
don't know. But okay, well, you said the acting is kind of iffy. I have yet to be impressed by Radcliffe. I haven't seen a lot of his movies, but I was like, God damn it, he's a child actor, and I guess we're supposed to give them some leeway or whatever. But he grits his teeth. Apparently, that's an emotion. I don't know. Never really gotten into him.
You're right. He does grit his teeth. I never actually realized that's what he does. But Harry Potter is a whole subject for another podcast we're not going to talk about. So I don't want to get into that too much. But yeah, I guess I'm kind of indifferent to him. I don't love him. I don't hate him, but I think he's fine in a number of things. Um, I seem to remember Juno Temple was his girlfriend. Do you know Juno
Oh,
Temple?
yeah, yeah.
She's in Ted
Uh,
Lasso. I don't know if you watched Ted Lasso. Um she's pretty good. I like her. I trying to struggle. I'm struggling with anybody else that's in that movie. Again, I've only seen it once. I saw it when it came out, and it's kind of a blank spot. So we can do these
what
quick.
what made you watch it though? Where you're like, oh, this is when Radcliffe fucking becomes a great actor, and or the director. No, you just watched it.
No, I I'm sure it had something to do with you probably got a pretty decent Rotten Tomatoes score, and Horror, maybe it was around Halloween time. I've been doing that for a long time, so I'm not sure. I'm not sure. Stumbled upon it, and
So you wouldn't recommend it or no? Why would you?
if you're into, I mean, it's got some comedic moments. It's got a pretty good premise. So if it's October and you're looking for for a scary movie, yeah, sure, give it a try.
Oh, I didn't know it was a comedy. You said comedic moments. This sounded like a straight up drama or something.
It's got some kind of funny stuff, especially when he starts imposing his will upon other people. People do pretty funny, outrageous things. So there's some definitely some laughable moments.
It worked in Bruce Almighty with Steve, whatever. So there you go.
Steve, whatever.
All right, let's choose from my pile, and then we'll go back to
All
yours.
right,
How about that, Matt? All right, so
sure.
any letter, and then basically 1 through 10 should cover it.
Well, John Nemitz
Ah, yes.
told me he wants H2. He couldn't be here, but he wants H2.
Right. All right. Two-word title.
This is impossible. Give me something
No.
else.
Let's see here. That's giving it away too quickly.
High anxiety.
No, you're kind of
You had to think
no.
about it.
I got hung up on
High
that word.
high fidelity. High fidelity.
No, no, no. Okay, I'll this is a giveaway. Dave Chappelle.
Oh, what is that movie called?
You know it though.
Shit. Tell me, tell me.
Half baked.
Half baked. Yes, 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 yes.
That threw me off when you said high anxiety. I'm like, high. Oh, it's not called high baked. It's called half baked. Yeah.
Yeah, I was trying. I was like, okay, it's about marijuana. It's got to be called high. I'm like, high, high. Okay, half baked. Yeah, 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 yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So, have you seen it now?
Yes, a long time. It's been a long time, but yes, I've seen it once. Let's see. Dave Chappelle and a bunch of buddies get stoned a lot. He tries to woo a girl. He has ups and downs. Let's see. Who else is in that movie? Who are some of his buddies? I'm
What's
trying.
that guy from SNL, who played Goat Boy? That guy.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
Jim Brewer?
Jim Brewer. Jim Brewer.
Yeah. Yep. Yep. He's
Jim
great.
Brewer's in it. Harlan Williams is one of his buddies. I think Harlan Williams ends up in jail at some point, and
The
they need
whole
to get him out of
plot.
jail.
Yeah.
Is
Yeah.
is that the entire plot? Okay, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Remember Harlan Williams being on the streets of New York City, and he's high, and he tries to feed a horse something, and I think that's how he ends up in jail.
Well, he fed him all the junk food that he was supposed to bring Dave Chappelle and
Oh,
them. And then the cop was like, "This horse is a
it's a
diabetic."
diabetic. Yeah, 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 yeah.
Very, I don't know, very funny. I would imagine if you toke the smoke, you would enjoy it a little bit more. But if you don't, I think it's still very funny. You have Dave Chappelle's sense of humor. I think he wrote it with his writing partner. What's his name? Who also wrote Chappelle Show with him. That dude, that white guy. Um, Solid
I had
stuff.
I had
Yeah.
no idea that he wrote it. I had no
Oh,
idea.
really? Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Very quotable. I mean, I still think about that movie to this day. Very, very good stuff. And eventually I did. I mean, like when I watched it, I was pretty young and I was like, drugs are stupid, but I liked the movie. And now drugs made me stupid. And I like the movie.
Drugs are bad. I I just remember it kind of being okay. I I can't think of one quote to be honest with you, and I'm sure it is probably pretty quotable. Like, give me a quote. Can you come up with one?
Where he's got that candy bar, Abba Zaba. He's got that taffy. It's like, Abba Zaba, you're my only friend. Very good stuff. Oh my gosh.
Okay, good.
Is it?
Yeah,
Oh,
I
old James. There was never an old James. Old James disappears. That whole bit is so good. Random
I
shit in
don't
there.
I don't remember that bit, but yeah, it's a very random movie, so I imagine yes, the random sense of humor is where the quotes are coming from.
Yeah. Now, are we allowed to ask? Because Matt Hagen ever took a puff of the dragon of the smoke?
I'm not going to be implicated on a platform like this. Sure, I have. Yeah, a few times in my life.
That's so funny.
Up a
I,
little.
I I assumed you wouldn't have. I don't know why. You seem uptight to me sometimes.
Well, thank you.
But no, that's
You,
good. I'm glad that you proved me wrong. I'm like, all right.
I, I'm kind of the belief that everybody should try every drug within reason at some point in their life, even though I haven't really tried a lot of drugs. Like,
Yeah.
like, after you're done with responsibility, a lot of it, your kids are out of the house and you got the rest of your retired years or pre-retired years in front of you. Try some drugs. Why the hell not?
You want to see Grandpa like shooting up. Well, the movie Half Baked is it, it's all weed related and shit, but the ending is so funny to me still, where his girlfriend or the girl he's trying to get with, Mary Jane, she's like, you can't smoke, you want to be with me, you're not going to smoke. He's like, all right. So at the very end, he makes that decision to, throw the weed away. And while they're walking down the bridge, it's like, I love weed, I love it, but not as much as I love pussy.
And that's the way the movie ends.
Yep, exactly.
That's great. That is
So
really
good.
great.
Oh my
That's a
gosh.
great way to end. So how many times would you say you've seen it? That's like one of those hangout movies, like
Yeah,
you
yeah.
have more
I'd
times.
say so. Yeah. And like I said, I watched it when I was a kid. Never did any of those drugs, but I just the comedic sensibilities of the whole thing is for everyone. I would say cartoonish and whatnot. Yeah, it's good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
All right, let's go back to your list, Matt.
Sure. Give me some
Uh,
numbers.
okay. 3 and 18.
3 and 18. Okay. This is, let's see. I got to make you guess this. Okay. Trilogy that starts with the letter L.
Oh, oh my
Go
God.
for
What could we possibly do? Lord of the Flies.
it.
Lord,
Okay.
wait, we got to cover the entire trilogy? Can we just break it down
No,
to?
one specific. And actually, this is a pretty good exercise to see what if we can pick specific stuff from this one.
Okay.
So, Lord of the Rings, The Return of the King
Ooh, okay.
is in that spot.
Okay.
So, let's see. I got to get my brain all organized trying to think of Return of the King here. Do you want to start?
Yes.
How many times have you seen the Lord of the Rings trilogy, would you
I've
say?
I've seen it quite a bit. I was a big fan. I owned the extended versions, and then I got robbed one day. So it's one of those situations. But if it's on TV, I'll put it on, I'll watch it. But I do remember specifically, I preferred the Two Towers over Return of the King personally. I felt that every movie built up, but then I just like Two Towers way more. Return of the King, I thought had some pacing issues because it was like war, and then climbing up a ladder with Frodo and shit like that. It was just like I don't like the pace of this. I felt like they did that better with the switching through other characters in Two Towers.
I seem to remember it's been a long time since I've seen these, and I've probably only seen them all once, to be perfectly honest with you. I think I saw the extended editions, but that's kind of fuzzy. But I seem to remember the Two Towers being the weaker one. I still loved it, but it's just something about well, I like to take the contrarian opinion here. Vince is reacting to me saying that. No, I just seem to remember like the whole thing is the battle, right? The battle of uh
Minas Tirith,
Minas Tirith, is that right? That doesn't sound right. But
the big white castle, right?
yeah, whatever's the central premise of the Two Towers. It's
Oh,
just
oh,
one
I thought
gigantic battle, right?
Helm's Deep. Yeah,
Helm's Deep. There you go.
yeah.
There you go. So I just kind of it was a gigantic action spectacle, but I I I didn't care for it as much as the others. But yes, Return of the King, I also believe had pacing issues, but it was more towards the end where there was like four different endings.
Oh,
It
I
just
wasn't
kept
even getting into that, but yeah.
okay. Well, it just kept going and going and going. That's kind of my only gripe. But I remember there being a lot of suspense and a lot of action and a lot of emotion and Sam and Frodo are at their wits' end, and they're at that moment where's the ring going to end up in the fire, and all this sort of stuff. But yeah, I have really only seen Lord of the Rings once, so uh, that's another one I'm probably going to watch with my kids at some point. I would hope to. Um, More thoughts?
The okay, so the multiple endings. I actually went into this movie wanting it to be more like the book, or at least what I've heard about it, because I think my friend was reading the book Return of the King, and he's like, "Oh shit, or like he was kind of saying like this is going to be good because it kind of plays out like this, right? It kind of the ending happens, but then the book keeps going on, and it's all like shows what happens after that, and all these little adventures after the ring is dead. There's all these other governments of power they have to deal with, like in the Shire and shit, and that's actually you get a glimpse of it in Fellowship, I think, where they show the hobbits in chains, but it's meant to be a nightmare. But that actually is supposed to happen in the book, right? So in the movie, there's that gigantic battle, and I'm like, I'm kind of over this, I don't know. We saw that already with Helm's Deep, I just felt that they did that better. But anyways, you get to the ring, it's destroyed, right? But then all those multiple endings, I was like, keep going. I was like, this is
Mhm.
cool as shit. All these multiple endings. I thought they were going to go through the rest of the book that way, and I would have been perfectly fine with it. It was very bizarre, the multiple endings, but after a while, I'm like, just keep going. This is awesome.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people felt that way. I'm probably in the minority when it comes to that sort of stuff. But yeah, I I don't want to get into a whole book versus movie thing because that's a whole another thing of mine. That's for a different podcast as well. But I uh I just um certain things translate better than others. And at that point, you've gone through this gigantic epic, and then just things continue to go and go and go. It just something bothers me. I like tight movies a lot of times. I love the constraints of movies where you got to fit everything into an hour and a half to 2 hours, and some about it bother me. But it's the whole thing is a gigantic epic, and I can safely say that I loved it, and I need to see it again. Um, yeah, Peter Jackson. Let's see. Um, what has
No,
Peter Jackson done in recent years outside of Lord of the Rings and The Hobbit? Has he done anything else? I'm just
I
trying to
think
think.
I think he might have peaked with Return of the King because King Kong I couldn't get into. You see that one?
That was that after the
Yeah,
Lord of the Rings
yeah,
trilogy? Okay.
yeah.
I did see it. I did see it. It has its moments, but yeah.
And then, well, I mean, I liked personally Get Back, the Beatles documentary that he made, but that's not quite the same as a documentary, I suppose.
Right.
And
I
it
did
was like
not see
nine
that.
hours.
Wow. Wow. Was that the one that came out recently? On Apple TV or whatever?
Disney Plus.
Disney Plus. Okay.
Yeah.
Yes, that one got a lot of praise. I did not see that. I didn't realize it
Uh,
was 9 hours. Crepes.
well, originally it was only going to be 3 hours, but he's like, the quarantine's happening. I could just keep working on this thing, and he did. I think he did it for free. He was just like he just kept on making it bigger and bigger. But that's
Wow.
that's what he does. That's the multiple endings. That's pure Jackson right there. I,
Mm,
I like it.
mm.
The movie
Want to talk?
Return of the King should have started with the Battle of Minas Tirith, and then the rest of the movie, it should have been all those endings after that. I would have loved it.
I don't know. I'm sure you're missing some stuff. Sam and Frodo hemming and hawing as they're making their way to the.
That was a
um,
lot.
do you have any casting thoughts at all? I'm trying to think of any like we talked about Orlando Bloom last time. Not a fan of
Right.
Orlando Bloom, but I think the casting is all pretty tight, pretty good.
Yeah, what's his name? Should have got a nomination. Sean Astin for playing Sam.
Sam, yeah.
I thought he was good. He cried a lot. God damn it, a lot.
And that means something.
Yeah. I believed it. I believed him. I believed he was at his wit's end at a lot of those moments in the movie. And then what's her name? Um, Remember she's in the fight. She's pretending to be a dude. And she
Uh-huh.
takes her helmet off. She's like, "I am no man," and all the guys on the internet were like, "Oh, fucking woke, woke." I don't think they were like
Did
that,
that
but
really happen? Oh,
no.
wow.
But I always thought, I was like, that's a pretty clever thing that happened there. Like, wait, we didn't mean that. We meant like a human being, not man. Whatever.
Not man, merman. Um, uh, 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 so the woman you're thinking, blonde? Was she blonde?
Yeah, Miranda
It
Otto,
was,
maybe.
wasn't Kate Blanchett in that? Am I thinking she was in a different role? Was she in a different
She,
role?
yeah, she played an elf in the first one. I mean, she would kind of show up in bits and pieces in the movies, but barely there. Yeah,
Okay.
Miranda Otto, and her name sound like the elf, Eowyn, something like that. Yeah.
Okay.
Hmm.
Uh, Viggo Mortensen was great. Was great. I mean, I he played stoic machoism, quiet stoic machoism incredibly well. Um, I think you can put a lot of stoic macho men in there though, and they would play the same role. Or they would do a good job as well. But I liked Viggo Mortensen, of course.
You know that he replaced Stuart Townsend within production, like a couple weeks into production. You know about that?
I did not. I don't even know who Stuart Townsend is, but no, I did. I didn't hear about that.
Exactly.
Oh,
No one
exactly.
knows. No one knows. Oh, okay. I do have this one last question about it. How did you feel, or did you feel that the ghost showing up at the very end was a cop out?
I'm drawing a blank on this.
Really?
What?
Oh my
Yeah,
gosh. Wow.
I'm drawing
All
a
right.
blank on the ghost.
Well, that's how the Battle of Minas Tirith is won, because Aragorn was like, "Hey, you ghosts, you green ghosts, do my bidding, and I'll set you free." Nothing,
No,
huh? Nothing.
no, I'm trying to. No,
That's fine, man.
I gotta watch him again.
All right, moving on to one of
Yeah,
my lists here. Pick a thing and a thing.
sure. Let's see. What letter?
Don't let John do
Do you
it. Think for yourself.
do you have any cues?
I
I want to do a
do.
Q. Give me Q3 if you have one.
Oh God. Okay. Quarantine.
Oh, not gonna
Have
make
you
me
s-
guess.
have you seen this?
Not
No.
gonna make me guess. Okay,
Oh,
quarantine.
oh shit. No, I should play it off because I don't want to talk about this movie. But like I told you, don't switch, don't skip.
Uh-huh.
Quarantine. Have you seen it? Do you know anything about it?
I saw it for an entire year. 2020, baby.
Yes.
No, I have seen it. Yes, 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 yes. I've seen it. Let's see. It's blending with some other movie. Okay, so was this the remake of Wreck?
Oh,
Um,
I don't know. I don't know about
okay.
that. It might
So
be.
it's apartment building. The chick from Dexter, I think. Yes, okay, I'm on the right track. And she's a reporter or a wannabe reporter or something, and she
Found
building gets shut
footage.
down. It's found footage. Building gets shut down. Nobody knows what's happening. Giant mystery, and she's in there with a camera, and she's kind of uh, putting pieces together and solving the mystery. And seem to remember the end. They go up into like this attic area in the apartment building, and there's some sort of creature in there. I don't even remember. Like, was there disease going on in quarantine, or what was happening?
Ah, shit. Now I don't remember. I know there were creatures. Maybe it was kind of like zombies, but that doesn't. I don't know. I barely remember it. I only watched it the one time, but I do remember the ending being spoiled, not only in the trailer, but on the cover because it shows her like getting like pulled away from the camera.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the last shot of the fucking movie.
Isn't that like a poster as well? Like there's just a poster of that happening.
Yep, yep, yeah.
um, but yeah, this was a remake of I think a Mexican movie called Wreck, if I'm not
Okay.
mistaken. And supposedly Wreck is supposed to be better and all that sort of stuff, that whole thing. But I've never seen Wreck. Um, what is that woman's name that was in Dexter, the main character? I can't
I
think
don't
of her name.
know. I just knew that they were playing brother and sister yet. when the cameras were off. they were they were getting down like some Game of Thrones shit, man.
We're
Brother
playing
and sister
brother
mashing
and
each other.
stepsister. But,
Yeah, she got stuck in a washer.
uh, I don't know what else to say about this movie.
Me either.
There's a lot of going up and down stairs and opening up people's apartment buildings, and a lot of minor people come in and say something, and then they leave. And yeah, it's really just a mystery, and she's piecing things together. I think I've also only seen it the one time. I remember liking it enough. Um, if you're into found footage, give it a try.
Yeah, and I kind of get motion sickness when it comes to that sort of stuff. Um, so maybe that's. I think it's more than that. I think the movie was just okay. I don't think it warranted the found footage. But this was when everything was found footage, where you're like, it's not even necessary. Just tell the damn story, you know? I don't know. Maybe it's cheaper to do found footage. Would you, Matt, filmmaker, writer, would you ever do a found footage movie?
I am not a filmmaker. I am not a writer. But yes, I would agree that it's got to be cheaper to make a found foot. I mean, there's no doubt about it. But how far things have come since Rec came out. I early 2000s, I'm guessing, is when Rec came out. Just how far things have come with your cell phones. Like, you can shoot an entire movie on your cell phone. So if I was to make a movie, I would be using a cell phone of some kind, or some sort of device like that. I don't know if it's going to be found footage or if I would try to go all professional with that device, but yeah, there's just so many more options these days.
Well, I'll be your opening cameo kill if you ever
Good.
make that movie, all right?
I've fantasized about this. All right.
I'm your Drew Barrymore of your
Scream. Got it.
all right. Your list. Let's talk. Let's do a list from that or a
We're
thing.
gonna do one more. Should we do one
Yeah,
more?
let's do one more.
All right.
Oh, I already said 18. I already said 38. A lot of eights in this. Let's go somewhere else. 7 and 40.
7 and 40. Okay. Let's see. It's a movie that starts with the word the. It's two words. The second word starts with M. So the M. Let's see. What other hint to give you? Let's see. Let's see.
The Martian?
No. Let's see. Stephen King.
Oh, shit. The Cujo. No.
The Cujo.
I don't know. I don't know.
The Mist. The Mist.
Oh, right. Okay. All right. That's cool. I think that's on my list too. Let's
Good.
talk about it. Well,
2007,
yeah.
I think. Somewhere around. Yeah, it's 2007. So I'm okay. The thing when you're talking about The Mist, jump right to the ending. The ending that threw everybody, iconic ending. I've only seen this movie once, but that ending stands out. Incredible. Even Stephen King loved it. But essentially, so all right, I guess you got to go through the whole plot. But so there's some sort of unknown creatures, and there's a mist, there's a fog that's enveloped this town, I guess, and they don't know how extended the fog is. So everybody's trapped inside this grocery store. People die off, and eventually there's four survivors, I guess, that make it out of the grocery store somehow. I forget how they get out of the grocery store. They probably just fight their way out. But anyway, they get into a vehicle and they're driving down the highway, and an unknown amount of time passes, but it feels like a lot of time is passing. It's just fog, 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 fog. The fog is everywhere. And then they run out of gas. And at that point, well, there's foreshadowing leading up to the father. He's got 3 bullets in his gun, his handgun of some kind, and he shoots the other 3 survivors. And then like 20 seconds after he shoots them and he's processed what he's done, the fog lifts and military with tanks are coming down the other side of the highway. And maybe I'm just making this up, but I think he's even got a moment where he gets out of the vehicle and kind of screams. Ah! Oh, I don't know. Maybe that's not right, but that's encapsulating the whole movie. And that ending, it's like a gut punch. It really landed. What do you think?
Well, I mean, you left this out, and to me, it was very big, annoying, but very real part where the fucking religious nutcase woman starts turning, is trying to sacrifice. She's self-righteous. Marcia Gay Harden, or whatever the fuck her name
Yes.
is, she did a really good job. I kind of, when it first started, I was like, oh, this is a cliched character, you know, but she eventually just fucking took over a big group of people and
Mhm.
was just like, Thomas Jane, your son, all you guys have to be sacrificed and shit like that. That was nuts. That was a crazy part. And that was a big chunk of it. I was like, what's worse, the mist or religion?
I think that's the point of the movie, right? Um, yeah, excellent. Well, a good metaphor. Well, I don't even know if it is a metaphor because it's right there, right in your face about how dangerous religion is, the R word. But yeah, that was a fascinating part of the movie. I did not leave that out. I was going to get to it because yeah, that is a big part of the second act is just how people get divided inside this grocery store. And she somehow kind of lucks into certain miracles happening. I forget specifics.
Right.
Um,
Yeah.
you know, quote unquote miracles. But people see them as miracles, but somehow she foresees things and they end up happening. So she gets she gets this congregation going. Um, but
Oh,
Thomas
God.
Jane, Thomas Jane is the stoic action hero of sorts, you know.
True.
I think he did a good job. I like this movie. This is a good movie. Uh,
The special effects are a little iffy, but like I said before, special effects they can be shitty. If the story's good, I'm like, okay, whatever, going on, keep, yeah. They were kind of
yeah,
crappy.
I don't remember crappy special effects necessarily. I remember, because everything's in a fog, so you can kind of hide certain things. You got that Spielberg Jurassic Park thing going on where things can be hidden a bit, but I don't remember the creatures being shitty or anything like that necessarily. But yeah,
Yeah.
maybe I maybe I would look at it differently with the rewatch. But yeah, this is one I feel like I've been meaning to rewatch this one for a long time, and I've just never gotten around to it.
I just thought of a way to tie in the religion aspect at the end. Like he's about to shoot his son, and the son's like, "Should I repent before I do this, Dad?" He's like,
Oh, did you just make that shit up? Because that's
"Yeah."
kind of good. Like, like drop little breadcrumbs throughout where Marcia Gay Harden's kind of whispering to him occasionally, and all of a sudden, yeah, I think he's pretty. I seem to remember him being pretty quiet throughout the entire thing, and then just all of a sudden drop that bomb on his dad. Yeah, that would be good.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, the movie does not need any help. It's very effective, especially that ending. But yeah, I was like, oh, if we could tie in the biblical aspects or something like that, that'd be great. Oh shit. Well, that was good, Matt. 5 movies? Is that what it was? Rapid
5
fire.
movies, a couple thousand to go. So,
Yeah. Right. Well, that was the show. Like, subscribe, comment. This was my movie recollection with Vincent Cloud.
and Matt Hagen.